What's up, Legion Knights? Marcus Graves back again with a reaction to Legion, this time to episode 7, chapter 15. Last episode we had David going through multiple scenarios of where his life could have gone. Also notice these past couple episodes we haven't heard anything about the future, about Future Sealed or the future or anything else like that. So it seems like, I'm not going to call it a dropped plot point. We have, including this one, 5 episodes, but it's just, it just seemed like they kind of forgot about it, swept it under the rug, didn't they? Maybe it's just me. Well, let's get into this episode, see what this show has in store for us. I feel like that has to be the heart of the show. You know, people always go, like, people go to Game of Thrones. Yeah, all right, let's get into it. Yeah, this and the other. You go in the Legion, you're like, well, let's see what they got for us.
Ostensibly on Legion.
A delusion starts.
Ostensibly.
Like any other idea.
I love the way they're opening these. Interesting that recap had nothing with the last episode.
Moral panic is defined as public anxiety or alarm in response to a perceived threat. Whether or not the threat is real, the response certainly is.
Amal Farouk, tapeworm, parasite, shit beetle. I'm calling you
Beetle.
out.
Remove your mask. Show them your face. It could be beautiful. Do what you want. Take what you want. Gods make rules. They don't follow them.
Why does Farouk want David to become more powerful when you would think that that's just going to be competition for him unless he wants David to succeed him? He is the Shadow King.
Amy.
Does he want somebody else to be in that spot too?
Amy.
Is Farouk still playing with you, man?
I'm sorry.
You didn't hear that musical sting?
Stop it. We can't torture him. Why not? Because first, it's horrible, and second, he's just a mind. See?
You notice that they haven't really shown a big spotlight on it, but there is other voices kind of talking to himself. You know, like they're his voices, but that's the point. It's like maybe he does have a couple mental issues for real, and it wasn't just his powers.
Me in the future.
I don't know.
They brought the future back up. Farouk is beginning something.
David?
I knew it.
Yes. Enchanté.
Oh. Oh, maybe I was wrong.
How?
You think he is the only one who can outsmart the universe? Or David?
Maybe I was wrong.
You mean you can cheat?
It's a legal term, which means, under the law, the property of an individual reverts to the state. What I'm saying is, who writes the law? The state. And baby, I am the state.
That was cool. That was a cool line.
I win.
I need you. To stop the world from ending.
She's in the driver's seat now.
No. Ce n'est pas possible.
Stop it.
Can he read her mind? David wasn't able to do that.
And now you're telling me that the opposite is true. That the villain is a hero, and the hero
Is
is the villain.
Hello? Hello?
Who's on the other end of the line? Even seeing that under Fukuyama's basket wasn't the scariest imagery. Seeing those creepy motherfuckers underneath the covers is the stuff of nightmares. Jeez. Oh my god. One of them is that the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil? Was that what they were doing? Nope. I was wrong. Ooh.
Did you know?
What's wrong?
You're not Sid. Not my Sid.
I once thought as you did, David.
I'm asking too much. Go. I'll be okay. The world. Just live. Make good choices. Maybe things will turn out different.
That's kind of what Melanie told him before in episode 2, I think. What's going on with her though? Because you heard me say "ooh" when we first saw her, because she looked disheveled, more disheveled than she had been.
Dream before.
Oh, is this Fukuyama? The purple lighting and.
Sid.
What is happening to me?
Don't come back.
What does he do to them?
He eats them.
It's not gonna happen to us.
Symptom alert. Fixating despair. I wonder if this is because the monk did something to him earlier when he came in. Or is this just his natural...
Hiding.
Take the basket off. Show us.
His natural...
Now.
His MO.
What are you waiting for? Kill it!
No!
What is it? Moral panic? Yeah.
What are you doing?
Traitors, working in service of the Shadow King.
No, it's something else.
Even if the threat isn't real, the response is. Ooh. David is freaking powerful, man. I mean, I know we know he is. It's just...
What is it?
That was a Velociraptor sound effect just now, but okay.
Clever girl.
Hey!
Kinda looks like the cockroach from Men in Black 1.
Hey. Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that your auntie?
Saying it's your...
Are you trying to reason with delusion?
I guess not.
You best be at my face before something bad happened to you. Too late. Now the question is, hold. Whew! Now the question is, that's the delusion creature. Did somebody let it out, or is it self-sufficient? Okay, so in this episode we dealt with moral panic, and we saw that exemplified with the delusion creature making its way through all of their minds, saying that Fukuyama was the danger when he's just an old man. Or at least so far as we know, that's what this episode tells us. And I just go back to wondering, so the delusion creature, was that released by somebody? Is it just a parasite that's going around and that maybe has something to do with the outbreak that Future Sid spoke about? Or that's just the question that I have right now. Does somebody set it loose? Or is it an entity and a player in this game in and of itself? We also get the development that Farouk is not Future Sid, as I know a few others have speculated the past few weeks. We were thinking the story was going to go one way, it veered off and took this fork in the road instead. There was something, though. Every time we've seen Sid, there's never any mention of the fact that she's missing an arm. But this episode, usually, I mean, she looks, futuristic from a post-apocalyptic type of future thing, but when David went to go see her, the purple was gone, and she looked disheveled. Now, we do see the purple imagery again with Fukuyama, and that older woman that Patanami sees later is also in that room with the purple lighting. I would have to observe it more to see what it conveys, but the purple lighting is not a coincidence. We also saw the same purple in the vehicle that Farouk was using to get to that place where Future Sid is. And notice also we saw more white. When David first went to her, it was mostly dark except for the purple lighting behind them from the doors. When Farouk goes to see him, there's a little more light illuminating the room so that you see the purple doors, but there's also other square shapes and circular shapes that are white. When David goes to visit her again, there's no purple, it's just the shapes in white. Now, is that a conveyance of maybe illumination? Certain things are starting to become clear. Some clarity is being provided on this whole Future Sid apocalyptic thing happening? Perhaps. We also see that Future Sid is also willing to make a deal with Farouk. Because you notice during that whole bout that they were circling a chair, and whenever one seemed to have the upper hand, they sat down in it, and the tension in the music as well stopped. I just had an idea. I was wondering, with this whole Fukuyama delusion thing, what if that is a red herring? And the fact that, oh no, Fukuyama's just an old man doing this, he's just doing this thing. It's the delusion creature that's the issue. Now that goes into the theme of this episode, the moral panic, where even though the threat is not real, the response to it is, and they all rallied to destroy this kindly old man, or this frail, feeble-looking old man, if not kindly. But what if that's the red herring? Because we also see them hook Patanami up to this tree, the mainframe, where we see the woman, the older woman, knitting in a rocking chair. So there's definitely something there. Is it nefarious? Possibly. Is it benevolent? Possibly. But once again, that goes back into the whole purple lighting and the theme of purple with Future Sid, and then Fukuyama's room, and then the first appearance of the older woman, and something is happening there. Now that was a side thought, but the main reason that I was snapping my fingers and like, oh man, I think I may have come to something, was during David's confrontation with the delusion creature, they had a red background around them, and I thought to myself, what's the conveyance of the red all around? And this season has only, if I remember correctly, has only conveyed the color red in one example. Green means stop. red means go. Now, what does that mean for all of this, the delusion and Fukuyama and everything? Well, possibly the red may be signifying, if red means go, may be signifying that, yes, go, this is the problem, this is the issue here, this creature. But what if the red truly means stop? What if the creature, of course, is an issue, but is not the main issue? Which goes back to my thoughts on Fukuyama. What if he is actually still the perpetrator of all this, and the delusion creature is the fall guy, is the facade, the shadow threat, the moral panic? I don't know. Maybe I'm delving into conspiracy myself. You know, I'm really surprised that nothing so far, anyway, has come of last week's episode of the multiple Davids and all of that. That, like, nothing. He didn't even acknowledge that happening. But it just seems odd that coming off of last week's episode, that there's no mention of any of what happened. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're so inclined. And check out my channel for all my other videos that are on there, with reactions, breakdowns, my short film Yin and Yang, all that good stuff that's on there. And I'll see you guys next time for Legion, Episode 8, Chapter 16. Have a good one, guys.